Hi everyone, Jacqueline here. So today I want to give you a tour of the garden cleanup before we get snow. We're supposed to get snow tonight, so I wanted to share with you where things are at and just go over how I cleaned up the yard and where I planted all the new plants. So you can see here, it's definitely fall. We've had a cold snap and all the leaves are falling. You can just see it everywhere. So much for cleaning up the yard, but it's done. And if the weather clears a bit or we get some melting, I may get a chance to get out here again and do some more cleanup. But for now, this is what we got. So this is the bed here where I've done a lot of plantings over the years. I always plant bulbs in here, and you've seen a few videos of those. And we have the creeping phlox in here in this bed. And it's pretty cleaned up, nice and clean, good soil in there. It was easy to clean up, easy to dig. I love that when I have areas that are really good. I have pulled all the pots down, sadly left the two pumpkins, and cleared the window boxes in preparation for the next step in designing window boxes for the next seasonal holiday. I actually did very well cleaning up the front this year, which I have not done in the past. I've managed to cut down the irises, which I'm sad I didn't get them split, but we'll get to it next time. I've cut all the flower heads off of the hydrangeas, cut back all the irises. I've left the heucheras because I find them temperamental, so I leave them every year and it's done well and it seems to protect them. They've all grown, taken on a little more color, and a little more of a faded color with the sun, except this one, which is really quite interesting why this one in particular is so pink compared to like the one beside it. But I'll go with it. So you can see everything cleaned up here. My hydrangea, Annabelle's. I've had to do a bit more work over here to get this cleaned up, and I have moved plants. So you can see I've cut the hydrangeas down. I left quite a bit on them, but I definitely got the mop heads off because I don't want them collecting snow and snapping the branches. I've also put critter ritter down in all these beds because there were voles running around and a gopher, and I did that like the other day. And you can see here the roses are all done, although they're starting to, like the Chinook sunrises are forming rose hips. There you can see. And they've done so well here. Over here you can see I've still got goutweed coming through, but we'll clean that up in the spring. I did have gopher holes. And look at that, there's a new one there. Right there. That wasn't there before. Underneath my 9-bark. So I'm going to have to come back and deal with that and sprinkle that. Darn voles are everywhere. 9-bark's got some really nice color to it. I'll just walk along here because we don't need to spend a lot of time on this bed because it's pretty much all cleaned out. You can see the limelights have been cleaned. Annabelle's. I cut the lamb's ear back. Jeez, couldn't think of that word. You'd think it was already winter. You can see here, everything's cleaned up. You see the bugleweed. I'm going to leave that in here as a ground cover and let it take over more because I really like the dark color of it. And quite honestly, filling up a space with ground cover eliminates weeds. And you can see here the salvias in here. The cages were where the peonies were. Another 9-bark here, looking good. Really tall. I did prune it back a bit. We got more salvias I have spread in the garden. A little Kim lilac here. And another hydrangea. And the potentillas, I cut them all back hard so I could see if there was any gopher holes or voles in here. And then I planted the barberry there. And we have some hollyhocks there that I hope next year will sprout out because they're all along the corner of the fence here and there. And you can see my Siberian larch have been dropping their needles all over the place. So that should have been cleaned up because you can see it in the grass and it's in the beds, but it'll break down. Like that's the thing. I used to bag all the grass clippings and leaves and everything, but I've got so I mulch more and mulch it into the ground so that the nutrients and the nitrogen can go into the grass. Let's go and check out the back. My snowball bush has taken on some really pretty purple tones. First time I've seen that. It's been a very unique year that way because if I scan around through the tops of the trees, they're all yellow. Now usually they don't start turning until November. So it's different this year on everything. So we'll start over here. I never got to cleaning up my irises here and cutting things back here, which I regret. If the weather changes, I will do it and cut them back and still finish cleaning up, because the snow may come and the snow may go. Here's my Sum and Substance hostas. You can see they're all spent, and I just leave the foliage for the hostas to protect them. Weird thing happened. I had a tomato plant show up in here. I never planted it there. You never know. But you can see it right there. I never planted it there, but that happens. And you can see I really need to paint the fire hydrant and things. It's not a real fire hydrant, you guys. It is a real fire hydrant, but it's not in use. Let me word it that way. We have more hostas here, autumn sedums, salvias, delphinium. I have all my chives down here. I was supposed to move another season. And you can see the new bush I planted and my junipers, or cedars, that's what we like to call them. This bed got a major clean out. I've went hard on this bed. You can see here, I planted a ton of lamb's ear, which you've seen in the video. My Oscar Peterson rose has the most beautiful rose hips on it. Aren't they pretty with the pink and the orange? I've cut everything back. That's where I put the Annabelle. I did clean this bird bath again. I need to strip all the paint off of it and see if we can put some sort of coating on it so the poo doesn't stick so much. GMs, red GMs in here. These were my daylilies that I need to split, so I'll be in the spring. You can see there. Beard tongue there I planted. That is pink, hot pink. I moved my hydrangea that was in the back part of the yard over here. And that, I moved two. Terracotta yarrow right here. Still some color on the yarrow. You can see. Hard to tell, but there's still color. I'm not going to step in there because it's all mud. You can see here, the spirea over there has taken on color. So has the Schubert taken on color. I love the color of the Schubert and the spirea. Hydrangeas in here are starting to drop their leaves. You can see they've had frost. This was here last year. I put this bugleweed in with the Chinook Sunrise roses. And then there is New Dimension Blue salvias in here. You can see there. Some new things I added to the garden in this area. I added these geraniums in here. I think they're really pretty. I would reach in and grab the tag, but like I said, it's all mud. It rained last night. These are the hot chili dianthias. They're supposed to be hardy here. They've been great. I definitely would split them or get more if I could. They've been here, well, this is their first season. They're doing well. Over here, I added more bugleweed. That was part of the sale that I got. Same with the GMs and the geraniums. And you can see them all in there. I think I did a pretty good job cleaning up this bed. And I moved the New Dimension Blue salvias here. I didn't do a video on the moves. I just moved it here from the front just to be the same as that side over on this side of the curve. You can see hostas here. All the new hostas are in here. Everything's wilting down nicely with the cold. The heucheras are doing extremely well. Nice and green. Love them. You can see the two brunneras there. More leaves are falling. I never got a chance to clean up my daylily bed. That'll be in the spring, or if it warms up, I'll get in there. I wanted to rake all the natural mulch out of here and totally clean it up. Haven't got to move in the blocks either. Lots of projects not done, you guys. Over here, we have the dogwood, red dogwood, which I had a hard time finding. That would have been in the video that came out. Same with that one. They're a little different with each other, but still reds. You can see the Proven Winners Peachberry Ice in here. And then we have the cherry yarrows behind it, and then I split up the autumn joy in here and over there. This bed's a little wild here in front. Never got to cleaning it up, but I will. See Oscar Peterson back here. The carpet roses all in here. Coreopsis in here. More beard's tongue in here. I planted terracotta yarrow in here because I just love it, and we'll be splitting it. It's in front of the lilac. Over here, these are astilbes. These are new ones that I just planted on sale. You can see the different varieties here. Once again, I could read you off the varieties, but there's whites and pinks in here, basically. But all mud. Everything's mud. Another new heuchera that I got, more of a chartreuse. They only had one, so I picked that up. And these are all lilies in here and hostas. Another barberry, more barberries. This area over here I haven't cut back, but we have some heucheras in here. This one was a sad little guy that was on sale at Home Depot, so I took him home. And salvia's in here. There is some hydrangeas and yarrow in here. Same was over here. These beds are supposed to be identical, and the arbor was moved because we never did get another one in to replace the one that I had to move over to the cottage garden area. The gazebo area got a few new plants in it. It got some, that's the rose there, that's Teresa. But it got a few new plants in here. It got some veronicas in here. And you can see here the hydrangeas I started from seed, not seed, from cuttings, are still in there. You can just see them right there. They've been in there for a while, so they should be rooted. So next year could be exciting. You can see all the hot paprika roses in here. So you can see that in here, all the catmints and stuff. And this has been a nice bed. Here's a nice bunch of the paprika roses. I cut back hard. They're looking good. So they're all ready. Like, this is all winterized, ready to go. And I threw Veronica's right in here for a mound of color. And you got the climbing roses here, one on each side. We did get a coat on the shed, thank goodness, because the weather changed. Rob had to do some work on it and fix it. So I did get the paint on it, but it's not done for designing yet. That's another project. Peonies are all in here. I moved the strawberries and moved those two beds. Didn't get enough rock, still need more cardboard. Always a challenge. You can see here the panastiums in here. They really make a strong statement in this bed with the phlox and the bugleweed. I planted summer berry, yarrow here, and terracotta here. I think this is, between this and the orange are my favorite because I love the way it changes color. I have some daylilies in here, and I have hydrangeas there, sale ones that I cut back. I'm just going to walk so you can see. Rob has been working on my arbor, but we're running out of time. Loving the catmint here in the pinks. This is beautiful. Climbing roses here. Morden blush there. Same with along this other side. You can see. You can kind of get a gist of what's going on there. It looks good. And you can see where I've been putting cardboard down. All right, over here to the wet area. You can see how wet everything is from the rain. I cleaned up these beds. I cultivated them. And you can see my phlox here. Behind it, I put 3 elephant garlic in. We don't need much garlic. We're only 2 people. If I have extra, I give to family, but I don't overplant stuff because although I could probably feed other people in that, I'm not at that point yet of doing that. So I just plant for myself, see how it goes, and may expand further. I'm going to leave the butterflies on the shed for the winter. They're pretty sheltered there. And you can kind of get a gist on what's going on here in this area if I just scan it. In spring, it should be really pretty once we hit that point. This year has been a rough year for trying to get stuff done, but I'm hopeful for next year. I spread more dirt out over here, and we're supposed to put that edging down. I haven't got to it. I did hang my bird houses there for entertainment purposes. And that's about it. Now I'm just going to show you one more thing as I walk through where it's not too muddy. I got my primrose irises and they're in there. I got one on each side. There's only two. Might have to get more of those from Vessie's. They're amazing. You can see here that the beard's tongue is still blooming. Can you believe it? Look at this. And the bugleweed has started blooming since I planted it. And I mean, that's only been about a week in the ground. Last but not least is the Delphinium Patch. They all came back, started growing again, then we took a hit with the cold and that. But you can see, you know, they aren't as strong as they are in the spring when they come back. And I have not fed them or bothered with them too much. But you can see like the white one was going to start blooming before it's all ice now. So that's been fun. I hope you enjoyed that video where it showed cleaning up the yard. However, things changed really fast. So I shot that video last week and Monday we got snow. So I haven't had time to air it out. But you can see all around me, snow, snow, and more snow. And as you can see, I'm wearing a toque. Typical Canadian, right? Anyhow, I wanted to give you an update on where things are at. So even the trees didn't get the message that Mother Nature was going to come early and give us a blessing of snow. And you can see here, they still have not dropped and they're all still dropping. So on top of the snow, I have a mess of leaves that will not get cleaned up this year. And usually these trees drop later, but this is the way it goes. So we have white snow with brown leaves all over the place. The spruces are looking really, really beautiful. I love the dusting of snow on them, but I am not liking the fact that it's here early. Because now I got to revert to the winter schedule for videoing. So the winter schedule, I'm going to change things effective next week, so the week of November 1st. I will do videos on Wednesdays. You will see one video a week. If I have extra content or projects or something that I'm doing, which could vary, it might not be gardening for the extra content. It may be cooking, it may be cleaning, it may be projects, it may be designing, it may be doing a reno in the house. I will share that with you just to get us through the winter months. In February, I will revert back probably mid-February to 3 videos a week, and then we'll see if we can take it up from there to 5 for the summer. We'll see how it goes. I am expected to have knee surgery sometime in the spring, summer time range because I'm getting a full knee replacement. I'm still trying to put that off and hoping that I can repair the knee with better lifestyle changes, but we'll see how it goes. So that is the new schedule starting the week of November 1st, which is next week. I'm shooting this update to the video on a Thursday, and this video will be playing for you Friday morning. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you'll stick with me through the winter, and I'll try to keep things interesting and entertaining at the very least. Our winters are hard to garden in, as you can see, with all the snow, but I'll do my best to make the projects fun and entertain you guys. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, what you want to see over the winter, let me know. I am Saskatchewan, Canada, Zone 3B, and it does get darn cold in our winter, but it allows for a lot of planning to make beautiful gardens in the spring. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, everyone. I will be running some videos that I shot prior to the snow. You will see those coming out here. And my first video will be Wednesday, and then the additional content, if I have any, will be on Fridays. Otherwise, it'll be just Wednesdays. So thank you very much, and stick with me. We'll get through this winter and on to beautiful spring and more plants. Bye, everybody.